Yo, what's good? What's good? Alright, good. Afternoon work. GA in the building. Shout out to GA. I'll be in Atlanta this week. Be in Atlanta, tap in. We're gonna get some money together. Let's get it. I'm out there for a family reunion. See if we can get some money together. Let's get it. Jeremy in the building. What's good? We're going bad on DG niggas. I'm not worried about it. If it happens, it happens. At this point, it's been a year. I'm not gonna keep on talking about it. It becomes tiresome to battle. If you're the strongest, you should want to battle the strongest. But I don't know. It's a different era. It's more about clout than anything else. So I'll let people live the life they want to live. And when the battle happens or finally happens, that'll be great. But if it don't, we still do what we do. I ain't chasing nothing but opportunities that's gonna better my life and my situation or anything I'm doing. But don't be an opportunist either. You gotta know your space, know your surroundings, what makes sense. You feel me? Learn to move alone, move with integrity. That's a lost skill, so make sure I land on that and I stand on that so I can sleep good at night. To each his own, you heard? How many days you should rest from exercise? I would say what works best for you. I normally do 2 to 3 days, only because I've seen it as something that's going to make me have better recovery for the week, especially if it's a lot of weighted or a lot of, I at least try to get 2 days of leg day. So to properly rest, I like to have 2 to 3 days. Do I ever be in Jersey? Every once in a while. I don't go to Jersey too often, but ain't nothing to pop out there. Let's get something going. I just don't really move around too often on Sundays. Sundays is a big rest day for me. I really try not to do too much outside of cooking and food prep, and sometimes a little laundry. You know what I'm saying? Get your stuff together, get your mind right for the upcoming week so you can challenge yourself in the right direction, you hear me? So make sure you stay consistent in with that. Right now I weigh from 215 to 220. It goes up and down depending on how many meals, especially in the summertime. I get sometimes 2 sessions in, possibly even 3. So that's why I give myself such a long period of rest of 3 days. Because when it's summertime, I get way more workout sessions in. So I like to lock in with that and understand why I need to take on so many days of rest. And some days I'll push past that. You get what I'm saying? That's how you get stronger. That's how you build to be better. 50 people in the building. Get my likes up. Let's go. Press that like button. My weight right now, like I said before, 215 to 220. It fluctuates. I sometimes come out heavier depending on how many meals I have. Or some days I come outside, I stay in with like a possibly 1 meal, or I fast the first start of the day, and then I eat a little bit later just to see how test out your body sometimes it's a great cleanse, just to, make your body burn up a lot more, excess fat possibly. It's just, I think, a mind state of it too. Sometimes you get sleepy, So I try to tell myself to see how my body reacts to just training without anything else. The more consistent you are, the better you get. I mean, everybody's different. I tell you, if you're just starting out, try to get 30 to 45 minutes in. Just getting used to, reps and sets, 3 to 5 rounds of intense. If you're not there for the intense, just take moderate. Give yourself 3 minutes in between just to make sure that you got proper rest, and you should be fine. But it's always about building up and making sure that you understand when heat is involved. Make sure you hydrate a lot more, get your electrolytes in. Pause. JB Mello, I do personal training and online training. Hit me on AkeemSupreme.com, or you can just DM me on IG, Akeem Supreme. Same thing. Make sure you're serious about it, because I don't do it for free, but I do it for deals, because your time is worth everything. So make sure you understand that. But for the free stuff, you can get it here. Just make sure you like and subscribe. You feel me? Get your likes up. What's the workout for today? What's the workout for today? You will see. Are you on semen retention? I wouldn't say I'm on semen retention, but I've been taking a couple of days off from, I guess, actually a couple of weeks now, a couple of days. Not even sure. Had a little family situation, so a lot of my mind is on something like that. Not to go deep into what my situation is, but family situation ain't always about you, but family that matters the most. The people who love you no matter what. Your body become weak, there must be a reason behind it. If you're not having electrolytes, you're not having proper fruits before you're going into training, maybe water hydration, adding a little bit more salt to your diet, those small things can change everything. So make sure that you go and get those things checked out before you go into asking anything else. Make sure those 3 components, make sure you're sleeping enough, make sure you're resting enough. Those things will play a role in your strength and how you feel. I was forced to eat semen in jail. I don't want to go back. Hey, yo, I gotta chill. That's nasty work. You gotta keep certain things to yourself. Bro, you didn't reply to my text. Who's this? What text I didn't reply to? I normally reply to everybody that texts me. Unless I got caught up with other things. Life. It ain't personal. You drink or smoke? I have a drink once in a while. Maybe some wine. But no, I don't smoke. I've tried it in the past, but it's not for me. And I don't like anything taking rule over me, so even after a while of wine, I turn down wine and make sure I get consistent with that, of being, stop allowing your the things of the world to take over on you. yourself already. I could sell your mother panties court. You know, I can sell those too. Akeem, you're going global. You're going global. Argentina, Chile is watching you. Let's go. I appreciate you. No drinking. You think at some point society will care about fitness and health at some point? I think they do care. I think there's a lot of people opening up their eyes to, you know, I want to feel better every day waking up. I believe there's a lot of people just opening their eyes to it. You know, I've had friends who never really cared about fitness to the extent of just, you know, looking good or having, you know, the shape. Or when they start to find out, you know, eating out all the time, health, and then starting to revert back to, you know, when I did feel good, I ate better, ate more fruits, do a little bit more cardio. I'm not talking about going crazy. You ain't got to run 30 miles or a 5K, but start off small. 1 mile, 4 laps on the track. What's your advice for someone who smokes pretty heavy? I drink a little bit. Been under a lot of stress recently and workouts. If you do drink and smoke, it's just you know, tapering yourself off. You know, now remember, those are addictions, and it's tough. Your body starts to crave it, especially if you start to have it too often. So really winding yourself off, and if you start to get anxiety, just tell yourself it's one step at a time. Breathe in, taking it slow, and making it simple. Try 3 movements at a time. Say 4 rounds, 10 reps. And just try to go as slow as a pace as you possibly can, but squeezing those muscle groups. And you work your way up to being better than that. Every day, just 1 more rep. It don't have to be 10 reps Monday, 20 reps Tuesday. It could really just be 1 more rep on Tuesday. So if it's 10 on Monday, it's 11 on Tuesday, it's 13 on Wednesday, it's 14 on Thursday. Friday, you have 15. And if that feels like it was uncomfortable, you stay at that pace until it feels comfortable. And then you start to pace yourself to where it's a little bit more intense. Take your time. Remember, it's your time. You mean it, nobody pace but yourself. The battle begins with yourself. Training alone is where the key of growth happens. You hear me? Anybody could train with people who is already in shape or who are already, you know, strong. But when you could train by yourself, when nobody's around, you don't need nobody. Nobody have to boost you to get your sets in. That's when the game changes. Have you ever had an addiction? Say my only addiction is fitness. My only addiction. I really never cared for anything that took away from my, you know, I would say internet would be the addiction. That's probably the worst thing, because as it gives you revenue, you stay on it longer, or you see yourself to be on it longer. Outside of that, you gotta fight against it. Chile, South America, let's get it. Hope to be there soon. Hope to be downtown. Hope to be in Brazil or South America this year. Let's go, bro. How you feeling?
See you doing your thing. Just want to give gratitude.
Let's get it, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Ain't no reason for violence. This is fitness, bro. Fitness is love, man. I find myself, if it comes to that, or it means to be that, it's not even worth even doing the workout with people like that. You get what I'm saying? To answer that question. But if it ain't about just seeing who's the best and keep it moving, it's really about nothing, man. Proving it to who. Oh, I'm the best pull-up guy, I gotta fight you now. And then you lose the sport. You lose the reason why you started. I'm a warrior. I want to go against other ones who are warriors, who want to push themselves to that next limit. Now, if you're so sensitive you can't understand that or respect that shit, think about it, man. If Jordan didn't play against other players, would he still be considered the same? No, he had to compete. there's ones out there who don't believe that they have to compete. They just do what they do and they train, and that's perfectly fine. I don't mind competing because it just sharpens my sword. Anybody can compete, but at the same time, I understand that everybody can't handle the loss. This internet thing. If you never had confidence before the internet, it'll mess you up. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't popular before the internet, it'll mess you up. I never really cared about what the internet said because I was already cool. I was cool before the internet. So I live in a different type of understanding. So losing ain't nothing. That just tells me go back into the drawing board and train a little bit different. Try a different method. Because what you've done didn't work. That's how you do it. Yeah, brother, you gotta remember, bro. If they talking, that means you a threat. Remember that. If I was a bum on the street, you think they'd mention me? If I was nobody's foe or didn't give them, that space of, that boy's a problem. I gotta say something. You gotta remember though, man. Don't let the fact that people talk about you bother you, bro. You gotta remember, man. So this is the best example. I'm not comparing myself to Jesus or anything, but he came here to save, and they crucified him. What do you think they're gonna do to you if you have something great that's going on? They're gonna say some things. They're gonna try to diminish your name. They're gonna try to say things that could make you feel less than. But that's not gonna be the case here. I know my worth. I've been here consistently, putting in pain, showing people the way. Sometimes you gotta close up shop and show them that, nah, this ain't that. And it's always about getting stronger in yourself, your mentality, who you are, and your consistency with being truly you. I'm authentically me at all times. I don't know how to be nobody else. So when you understand that and become that, none of that bullshit matters to you, man. Make sure you go home to your families and give them a hug, because tomorrow not promised. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Keep going. You only lose if you accept defeat. Nah, I don't believe that either. You lose when you lose. You get what I'm saying? It's a learning lesson. Every L ain't a loss. It's a lesson. See it as that. Because some of these people, they lose and they really... I've had more stories about why they lost, or the reason why they lost, or the reason why they couldn't win was something something stupid or petty, or something where they just couldn't take the L. Take the L. Your L's is going to build you up something greater. But if you don't accept them, you're delusional. But I guess that's the case in a lot of situations. Delusion. Can't be the man unless you beat the man. You know what I'm saying? And don't understand too, even when Jordan lost, you get what I'm saying? Or when LeBron loses, does that make him not still one of the best in the league? He lost the game, but it's about the championship. You hear what I'm saying? So build on what you think you're weak at and get stronger. So that's what I'm always going to do, no matter what. Whatever the case is, I'm gonna build to be stronger, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I want the trifecta. Will ego destroy the calisthenic community? It's hard to say, man. The calisthenic community is tough, man. And I sometimes advise people to just work out by yourself, because it gets nasty. And it's been that way since I started it. You get what I'm saying? It's always been, difference in opinions. People can't come together. Everybody want to be the strongest and the man on top when you didn't earn that right. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes they did earn that right, but you didn't include others. So it becomes a thing where you sometimes gotta get in shape, stay in shape, and stay consistent on what you've been doing, man, because that's what the only thing that matters. It's about being consistent in what you love to do, and if it gives you enjoyment, do it. LeBron's a fraud. Don't lose the story because of the names. Understand the story. He played the game and he winning. And not just in the game of just sports, it's just in life. How can you do better with your family? That's a fact. You do learn a lot more by seeing how you lost. It make you go to the drawing board. It make you see whatever concept of training you thought was worthy of, and now it start to show you up. You get what I'm saying? And remember, a lot of times people like to move the goalposts. Whatever the reps and sets is, it is what it is. Hitman, I think a lot of times too, I think it's maybe your diet that you're having an issue with. If you're not eating the right foods, I don't care how much you sweat during calisthenics, you have to be putting the right foods in. You might have to lower your carbs. You might have to change your carbs. If you need any other information, you gotta probably hit me up on AkeemSupreme.com or Akeem Supreme on DM, on IG. And we'll walk through a plan that can probably help you with your diet. What are you working on today? It's gonna be a little bit of weighted. At this current moment, I'm thinking about doing some little body weight stuff just to get something started. Got some band work I want to get done. Definitely gonna elevate. What do you think about people claiming that? I don't care. That don't bother me. Anybody doing whatever they're gonna do, don't stop my hustle. You worrying about everybody else doing what they're gonna do. I'm not worried about that. You gotta worry about yourself. This new world of, I think this person is this. I want you to understand something too, because me, when I bodybuild, you learn about a lot of stuff. You do a lot of research. I did. You still had to put in the work. So even if it was some supplement that they're taking, they still gotta work. The only difference in that shit is the recovery. If you look at our shit up, I was always looking around, I was always understanding, because I was always, you have to be on steroids, you look the way you do. And I actually Googled it and looked up some of that stuff. And you have to realize, none of that shit give you no superpowers. You still gotta work out. You still gotta put in hours, you still gotta eat right, you still gotta hydrate correctly. But the possibility of dying is the other part. And I could never. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, to each his own. That don't bother me. That's what you think that's gonna help you. It's not gonna help in calisthenics. It's not gonna help in calisthenics. You still gotta put the pain in. You still gotta put the reps in. You gotta put the sets in. What's your max pull-ups? I don't know. I haven't tested it out in a while, but the last time I think I did 50 straight. But I wasn't. Iron League Philly, July 26th. Yeah, let's get it. We coming out. I'm coming out to Philly on the 26th. Get some work in with some of the guys out there. Let's get it, JB. Take off your shirt. Hey, yo, you gotta chill. How do you feel about creatine? Creatine is okay, but you can actually get it with beets. You can actually get it with steak. But remember, you have to be high on your water and try to get things that's not gonna really dehydrate you or, you know, drain your body of water like coffee or liquor. So make sure your hydration is high when you're on creatine. There's no shortcuts for greatness, that's a fact. It's always gonna take work. It's always gonna take dedication. And it goes beyond even sometimes even just the actual workouts. You gotta be making sure you put it out, your content, putting out, you know, your ideas, putting out anything that you think that's gonna build you up, you know, and really trying to. The toughest part is, you know, sometimes having to do it alone until, you know, you don't have to do it alone. You can pay people to do the service. Best advice to lose weight. Stop eating so much. You gotta remember, it's hard to gain weight if you're not eating a lot. You have to understand too, if you're pinning bad carbs, your body stay bloated, you're still gonna have a lot of issues and you're gonna keep on that belly fat. So cut the carbs, increase the protein. Don't go crazy though. 4 to 5 ounces of protein. Get on more fruits. Try to sweat as much as you possibly can and increase your, you know, your cardio. That will help. Are you still gonna be able to do the front lever if you squat a lot? It does play a challenge because I've realized too with a lot of people, they're so upper body dominant that their lower legs doesn't give them no resistance back. So I do find it a little bit tougher to do the front lever when my legs and I'm going heavy on squatting and deadlifting. It is different, but it's just, you know, you're training. You got to get used to every time you're squatting, you're going back into those same movements because the moment you start taking off on those days of doing your levers, you start to get rusty and it becomes tough to, you know, advance in that movement again. So be consistent with that. Z Exu. I'm from Philly. That's what's up. Philly. July, I'll be out there. Let's get it. We'll have a dope event. Bring out the Supreme bands. You're gonna be out there. Make sure you stay hydrated while you're coming out. Do you recommend training every day calisthenics? I don't recommend that. Unless that's the goal. You gotta remember what you love to do and do it often, but then you gotta do things that's gonna require you to get better at. So sometimes be consistent with doing that. That's fine. Do you recommend training every day? Akeem, you off today? No, I'm not off today. Dealing with some family issues, which is still no excuse on what you gotta be doing for you. Put my mind a little bit on that. I got a situation, but we get it done. We get it done. We don't let nothing stop us. I'm trying to be consistent as possibly can on this internet or on this YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Raw consistency in anything that you want to be great at. For the pain. What the Ross Clark 50 pull-up G's? Let me see that. I appreciate you. What you think about someone that do pull-ups with no full range of motion? But remember, every movement is necessary for whatever you wanted to do. Like short range, full range, they all play a role. You can do whatever you like. It's your body, your physique. But if you want to be a master of all, you got to make sure you're doing both. You get what I'm saying? You can do the shorties, you can do the halves, you can do the full range. Just make sure you incorporate all of them because they all play a role in your physique. What's your diet like right now? Protein, carbs, vegetables. Try to implement more fruits because it's summertime. Hydration, watermelon, melon, coconut water. For me, mangoes, bananas, water until noon. That works for you, to go for it. Some days that works, some days it don't, you know? Any core exercises you can recommend if you have belly button hernia? If you have a belly button hernia, I would definitely say go seek a doctor first to see if you're cleared to actually even go through those movements because you can extend your injury. You know what I'm saying? If you're not properly rested. So make sure that you're doing stuff that won't injure you further. Now, if you cleared to go train, I would definitely say work all ranges. You know, you got to make sure you build up that strength. So I would say plank in the beginning. Plank. See how long you can hold the plank, keeping that core tight, keeping your glutes tight, legs tight, and getting used to that movement until you're able to go through other movements. Let's go, man. 65 people in the building. Get my likes up. I appreciate you, XRP. Can you do cardio with lifting weights? You can. I wouldn't recommend it. Depends on, I mean, repetition is almost cardio. So I say it's almost cardio sometimes too, and I do it with weighted. You know what I'm saying? At certain points of you doing 50 reps, that's almost considered cardio. It's weighted, but it's somewhat cardio. So that's the only way I really like to do my cardio. But every once in a while, I do go for a jog. I ran like a 3 miles a couple days ago. Did some sprints last week. So I do implement it. I just don't like to run too long because I start to lose weight too fast. Supreme, you're really that guy, and I'm tired of watching the same few videos. You want me to post more videos and content? I have been. Make sure you're paying attention. I've been posting more than I ever have since I started this YouTube. But I'll start making more videos. Start talking about, what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. The understanding about it. I've been explaining that. For the last 3 months, I've been doing more content than I ever have. So be easy, one step at a time. Everything don't happen where I'm in big 50 videos. I still got other things I got to do, but I'm trying to be consistent with this. So let's get it. I don't deadlift much, but I squat a lot. Now remember, those hamstrings is more important than those quads. So give yourself that time. If you can squat, you can deadlift. You don't have to have it on the same day, but make sure you incorporate it. The hamstring is worth way more than a quad. I say that. How do you push through that first few hours of not wanting to work out? I've been here for a while, and I understand my body that I actually train and move better when I have food in my system. But I can train without it. But I move better. I feel better. I'm a lot more alert to it. Depend on the day, But that's me. Knowing what works and what days work best for you is key in your training. Stuck at 10 pull-ups. Want to get to 15. Keep working at it. Start doing, some band work. So when you start to get that 10 rep, you put a band. Recommend the Supreme band. And you start getting used to that. As you get used to that, you start developing better pull-ups and starting to get more repetition. How many times a week do I do calisthenics? I do 4 days of calisthenics, 4 days of weight training, or 2 days of weight training in the summertime, 4 days of calisthenics. So over the last week or so, I've been eating raw spinach, avocados, rice, corn, chicken breast. I feel like a Super Saiyan. Let's get it. LBOH Records. Let's go. Keep going. If that works for you, keep going at it, man. Appreciate you. Anytime I need a spark of motivation, I watch your channel. I appreciate that. That's what we're here for. We're here to push. We're here to be more than what we think we are. God is speaking to us through you. Keep doing what He has set you for. That's a fact. I appreciate that. Thanks to the Creator at all times, man. Thank you for just being here. I appreciate y'all for being in the building. What do you do for calves? Toe rises. Just got to start doing more weighted toe rises too, because your own body weight ain't enough. Especially because how my build is. If I don't hit calves every day, they start looking regular. You know what I'm saying? So being consistent with that. It's like any other muscle. You stop hitting that muscle, you ain't gonna see too much growth out of it. I worked out for the 5 years, but broke my ankle back in April and haven't walked since April 7th. I'm trying to make a comeback. Keep it going, man. Make sure you go to physical therapy. Take your time. Everything's a journey. So physical therapy, icing, heating pads, and going through the pain. Because if you injure yourself in pain, you're gonna have to work your way out of the pain. So it's really going through movements, making sure that you stretch out those limbs and those tendons and that ankle to make sure you move better. But it's gonna be painful. It definitely is gonna be harder than what we thought it was gonna be, but the consistency is gonna bring change. Go through the pain now, or you're gonna suffer through that pain for the rest of your life. So keep going. Yeah, I don't think nothing's expensive when it comes to your body. You need to do it. You want to do this for a long time or a short time. It's like trying to say, I want a car, but I don't want to do the maintenance on it. How long that car gonna last? I don't want to find out. You got to do the oil change. You got to, rotate those tires. You got to make sure your tire pressure is equal throughout the car. You want to get alignments. Same thing with the body. Got to make sure you eat right. Got to make sure you hydrate. Got to make sure you sleep. Same maintenance. Now imagine you just leave it to be and just do whatever you want and only eat greasy foods. Hospital is going to be your last choice, and then you're going to tell me which one is more expensive. The hospital or eating right and doing what you got to do for your body. Simple and plain, man. It don't get no more easier than that if you think about it. Can your legs become strong by doing continuous cardio running? I don't believe so. I believe you can build endurance with it, but I don't believe it's going to be strong. Well, it'll build endurance where you'll be willing and be able to run a lot, but that doesn't mean strength. I think to build up strength and build up strong, big legs, you're going to have to be doing sprints. You get what I'm saying? I think you're getting way more out of sprints than you are just randomly just running for miles, in my opinion. But if it makes you feel good to do miles, do what you got to do. But you still got to do others. You're going to still have to train those legs with some kind of weight training. It's just running ain't going to be it. You're going to see your body break down even with that. I want to smoke with you. You got buggy. That's a little weird, but whatever. Brazil calisthenics, yeah, that's a fact. What's up? What up, Brazil? I'm gonna come out there soon. I'm trying to get it to where I get out there around like December. I heard it's really hot around that time, and we get a lot of different things to it. What's your favorite shoulder exercise? My favorite shoulder exercise is a rear delt pull or face pull, side laterals. And then I would say the last or third one would be probably like Arnold presses. Definitely top tier with the content. I'm trying more, every day better. Every day better. Thanks for the motivation, Akeem. Let's get it, man. That's what we're here for, to motivate the people to continue to keep going when it's uncomfortable. When it feels like it's not everybody's on this type of task, not all your friends want to do it, you got to do it. Do it alone so you stay in focus. Am I vegan? No, I'm not vegan. If I am vegan, I'm vegan on the weekends. Oh, Jay Mastermind, I appreciate you. Half the year is already over, bro. That's a fact. And we not promised the other half, so we take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, and be thankful. Call me a veteran because of the time I've been in. I've been in this since I was 17. I don't even want to say a veteran, but I guess I got to take that role because I've been here so long, but it is what it is. But veteran who's still active, we out here. You got plateaued. You got to change things up if you plateau. Change up the time under tension. If not that, rep range. If not that, how long you rest. Any of those will do. That's a fact. Stay dangerous for the aunties. What do you do if you can't do pull-ups? I would do inverted rows. Those help to build up the same muscle groups you get out of the pull-up. Or I would do negative pull-ups. So that means jumping up as high as you possibly can and slowly allowing your body to come down as slow as possible. You're a beast, broski. I appreciate you. I'm gonna probably do more of my training later on today. Get some more food in my system, and then we're gonna head back over. You said a workout influencer? I don't know if I'm an influencer. I'm just showing you little details of what I do and how I move. But if that's a compliment, I'll take it. I appreciate it. Got to do this shit no matter what. I don't care if there's one person in the chat. You say what's up, you get it going. Is running upstairs best for muscle growth? Definitely not best for muscle growth. I would say that's for like leaning out or getting, smaller cardio. But if you want to get that muscle mass, you definitely got to tap in with a little bit of weights. It don't have to be excessive or doing something to 400 to 500 pounds that you never done before, but take your time. That's a fact for the aunties. How do you stop drinking, bro? You got to tell yourself you done. You get what I'm saying? Wind yourself off. You walk into that liquor store and you tell yourself, I didn't earn this. When you start to put yourself in a space where you tell yourself that you didn't earn certain things, so you're not obligated to go get a drink, you drinking is not going to help the situation. Learn to take your responsibilities sober. You getting drunk don't make the situation better. It takes more money out your pocket, and the stress of when you get all of that bullshit that's going on in your life, it's not going to make it better by being drunk. It's going to make you have avoided perspective, and then now you already going to possibly mess up your situation that you already have, or you're going to make it to where you ain't going to be able to be around your baby moms without having a controlled mind. You drinking doesn't allow you to have a clear mind. So learn to find another outlet. I tell you, the best outlet is to train. Get your mind strong, meditate, get yourself to be on a space where you're taking your time to build yourself and your inner man, because as a man, you're gonna have to deal with a lot. Ain't nobody gonna have their hand out for you. Ain't nobody gonna be able to push you. Ain't nobody gonna really help you in any type of way in most cases. So learn to do things alone, build up your inner man, build up your mentality, meditate, and fighting your way to be better every day. That's how you be better. That's how you fight against that, that craving to drink. You gotta put yourself in a space of doing things that's gonna allow you to be strong, be headstrong. The fight is within, so you gotta remember to keep at it. Anybody can just give up and drink. That's the easy route. Take the harder route. Do the things that make you uncomfortable. That meaning be sober. Learn to go through your problems and fix them. And the things that you can't change, you can't change. It is what it is. Move forward, be better, move stronger, and analyze yourself. Go take a sit down once in a while, man. Go see yourself and understand why you're doing what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? You got to remember, it's going to be trials and tribulations in your life, but drinking ain't going to make it better. We got to fight to be better with our physical and our mental and spiritual. Have those battles, have those fights. And it's not easy. It's one day at a time, one conversation at a time, one meditation at a time. That's how you going to get it. Why bicep pull-ups are avoided? I don't think they avoid it. It's just how it's been done. I mean, I play around with different movements and how I do certain pull-ups, but sometimes you're just drawn to doing what you already been doing from the start. You know what I'm saying? So one grip is usually used, that mid grip, and most people stick to it, unless you know otherwise, and you start playing around with different pull-ups, so you can be strong in everything rather than just one. Big fan of you from London. I appreciate you, John Pierre. Let's get it. J. Pierre, let's get it. You got me doing push-ups and squats right now just by spreading the energy. That's a fact, man. Remember, you can use that energy for anything. Learn to delay that gratification. It's going to make you stronger. Anytime you feel like you're tempted or you want to do something, convert that energy into something else. Put it in making it positive. Yeah, J Master, that's a fact. I appreciate you. When you understand that, when you in a space of, oh man, I gotta earn everything that I get, and I didn't earn it. People drinking every day. What are you celebrating? What are you celebrating, really? You celebrating failure? I didn't earn no goddamn drink. I ain't earned no champagne, no liquor. What are you taking a shot for? Because you had a bad day. What is this? A part of the Simpsons? You gonna have a 40-pack because you think that's gonna make you feel better? Nah, you ain't earned that shit. Go drink some water. Go sit by a tree and you go meditate. Find the reason and why you mad or why your situation the way. Because a lot of times we have to look within and say it's our fault. Learn to say it's my fault. How can I make it better? And if I can't make it better, move on. That's all it is. What's the best exercise for front lever? I appreciate you, 4D, for the pain. I would say getting a resistant band, right? Tied around the bar, going to like a pull-up, like as if you're doing assisted pull-ups. Keep the core tight, squeeze the legs, and start working that front lever with the resistant band. Start with the heaviest band you possibly have, and then slowly go down towards the lighter resistant bands. And then you'll start to build with that resistance. But one thing about the lever is something that you have to constantly train. So it's like at least trying to do it 3 times out of the week. If it's not in your regimen, it's not gonna make it stronger. And then I would recommend doing back extensions. It's like going to the gym or you have equipment at home and you're really working those erectors. That's that muscle right before you get to your lower back, where it is on your lower back. It's squeezing that muscle, making sure that that's strong, your glutes are strong, your hamstrings are strong, and you're gonna be able to get into that lever and be strong in that lever. It's always easier than said than done. I'm not going to tell you that it's otherwise, but you can do it. You have to believe in yourself more than anybody. You can't be a fan of somebody else and not a fan of you. I would say a lot of things are not easy, but is it possible? Yes, you can do it. Slow it down. I'm not saying whatever body you have, you finish it. Whatever it is, I ain't going to tell you to throw it away because you might not be ready to throw it away, but you don't need the whole bottle. You could take sips. You be like, all right, until you wind yourself. You gotta want it more than anybody else, man. This shit ain't easy. Life ain't easy, and it ain't gonna make it easy by drinking. So learn to take one day at a time and be as diligent and patient with yourself as well, because we not sometimes patient. We be wanting shit tomorrow or today. Like, nah, I need that now. This ain't McDonald's. It's gonna take you a little bit, all right? Hitman, I appreciate that. Let's go. 50 muscle ups, calf raises. Let's go. For the glory. How many push-ups can you do? I could do all of them. Ain't no limit on how many push-ups I could do. I could keep going. I love that shit. That's one of my first movements I started with my training. Is trying to do push-ups for a whole song. That type of training changed my life. It made me really appreciate learning how to be patient, building up consistency, and building up that will. Let's get it, man, for the pain. Can you breathe? What's good with Bam? I think Bam is in Africa. I think Broly, you doing him. You remember, y'all, we don't live near each other. Well, I don't live near them. What's up with it? And every day is one day at a time, man. People got families. Peace, brother. Everybody got families, so you expecting people to just be hanging out with each other every day. That's not happening. You got a family, you got kids. I got a family, I got a kid. And in my empty time or I have time to just be chilling. I'm trying to bring my daughter, so a lot of times family come first, and sometimes you don't make the time. You got to get your own content in. You got to do what you got to do for you. Remember, starting your journey and ending your journey starts with you. Stop expecting to just do it with others. This journey is alone. Talk about it, maybe get a 95% of the time your journey is alone. And you deal with that, and it is what it is. Each body part plays a different role, and it depends on the season. So I can't say that's a broad statement. I'm telling you every time it's the same. Every season plays a different role. I'm on CV. You said when you lock in with a session, you can lock in tomorrow. I might be having Gladiator School in 161 if you're around. Now remember, there's levels to this, so don't try to come out there trying to exhaust yourself and then you're out there. It gets hot in 161. There's not a lot of trees, there's not a lot of coverage of shade, so make sure you come out there hydrated so you don't go out there passing out, you heard? Ghost one. If you can do that routine and still be good, then do it, but depend on your goal. Just because you could do 1,000 don't mean it's necessary to do 1,000. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather get strong 250 sometimes or 200 reps, knowing that was with good form and good technique rather than sometimes 1,000, but play the role that you want. Sometimes I train just to get the numbers. Sometimes I train for the pump. Sometimes I train because I'm going through something. So use it for your advantage and keep it going. Okay, double salute, I appreciate you. You need to let your students drink water. No. Depends on where we at and where I see them at. Because at the same time, I'm not trying to have nobody pass out. But I know when somebody's trying to take a quick break before it's necessary to have a good break. So that's why I tell them sometimes, like, yo, drink your spit. Or get uncomfortable and being a little thirsty. But if I start seeing you looking a little woozy, them reps starting to look a little fuzzy, then I'll probably, let off. Sometimes people will be looking for a way out. It's definitely a lonely journey. It's tough when you gotta master up your own motivation and power. It's a journey, but that's another thing too. You do a lot of things alone, right? You take your shit alone. You pay your bills alone. You gonna die alone. You gotta go to your job alone. Ain't going with your friends. It's something you gotta do as a man. So as a man, unless you don't just consider yourself a man, or sometimes even as a woman, you gotta get your ass up and do things alone. There's so many things you have to do alone. I go shopping alone. I food shop alone. You gotta sometimes go get your car repaired alone. What are you talking about? There's a whole lot of things you gotta do alone. So don't act like this is just one more thing that's added to the list. Yeah, it's lonely. Yes. I'd rather be lonely and doing this shit for myself so I can make sure that I don't have to be in nobody's hospital, rather than being in somebody's hospital alone with all the, oh well, you have company with all them nurses trying to make sure that you breathing. I take the alone time. Learn to use that shit to motivate you to push yourself forward. You hear what I'm saying? Don't use this as no excuse. I'm alone. You're alone your whole life. I feel my best when I'm alone. You get what I'm saying? Get comfortable being alone. Go through your thoughts. First, understand why you scared to be alone. Understand the reasoning behind it. These are the things that's going to make and break you. So if you're scared to be alone, how you going to build something strong? It's not possible. Tanzania, what's up? What's up, Glitch? Let's be strong. No, you good. What's up with it? What up with you, brother? How you feeling?
Pleasure. Always, yes, sir. You good?
Always good, brother. How you?
That's another damn paradise.
That's a fact, man.
See me here, we good, man. I'm alive.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Hell yeah. It should be.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Yo, you got the key to that? I heard y'all built that with the crate.
What? Yeah, that been
Yeah.
We
Let's
starting
go.
to just bring some equipment. We got some like dumbbells, some motherfucking kettlebells in there, some bands.
Let's go.
Yeah, so just little by little, me and my boy Sean's gonna be loading it up and all that.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna be starting a calisthenics camp as well for the youth 12 to 17.
Okay.
Maybe other day and all that, just to get the fucking youth motivated and off their ass, man. Off
Let's
these
go,
streets,
man.
more importantly as well.
I like that.
Hell yeah,
Glad
man.
to see
Trying
that.
to.
I'll be coming out there for that.
Please, please, man.
Let's
yo,
get it.
I've used everybody's support. Just
Let's get it.
showing them, this community is a brotherhood. Hell
Let's
yeah.
get it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Talk
sir.
to you. Let's see. Hey, bro. Daniel, watch your mouth or you get slapped. Stop acting tough on the internet. You think you're an extrovert or introvert? I don't think I'm neither one. I could not say nothing. I could be by myself. I could do whatever. I'll move with the energy. If it ain't good energy there, I can still get my money. I don't care. You could be in a room full of people that don't even like you, and I still thrive. I'm still gonna get my money. You get what I'm saying? Don't be mad when somebody don't like you. I'm comfortable with that. Everybody like you, there's something wrong. Somebody gonna be a hater. You just don't acknowledge them. You just look at them and you just keep it moving. Because at the same time, everybody's opinion, your opinion of you, don't really matter. It's not your concern. That's something that they going through, and I ain't here to fix it. You want to get more rest with your muscle up? Probably use a resistant band. Start doing a little bit of weighted pull-ups. You'll start to find yourself to be able to get way more, or muster up way more strength. You know what I'm saying? I was built like this since I was a kid, man. I always had that fighter instinct, man. I'm always gonna say, yo, you gotta be your biggest fan. And if you're not your biggest fan, you better fake it. I never had to fake it, so I always like, yo, I'm gonna be my biggest fan because I'm gonna work towards it. Another thing too, you get pride out of training certain ways. You get what I'm saying? When you train alone, you got a pride about it. You're not gonna just tell you or let nobody just say, oh yeah, you don't do this. Nah, I'm gonna show you. And I do that with consistency. So be that. Be consistent with yourself. These aren't born, they're made. I don't know about that. It could be made and it could be born. Either one of those. You get what I'm saying? But it's another thing too, is having that spirit of, I'm comfortable being alone and I'm gonna do this regardless. When you have that mindset, anything's up. I believe both of them play a role, ego lifting and full form. Because I think a lot of times full form depends on what you're talking about, right? Full range as far as extending your arm completely out while you're doing pull-ups is dumb. Especially if you're moving really fast and you're trying to get a lot of repetition out. You really hurt your joints and really have bad issues with your elbows. And I've seen that happen with a lot of people. You could do shorties, which is still cool, but I believe a little bit above shorties is great. Now shorties can still pump, give you a good chest pump. It gives you nice, definition in your chest, but it's not the end all. I believe all is necessary. So give yourself some shorties, give yourself some full range without the lockout of the elbow, and you're gonna get the best of both worlds: the look, the pump, and the feel of repetition. I don't do either one, hash or the leaf. That's a fact. Keep the tension. Don't lock out. That's a fact. But I'll see y'all soon. Thank you for the live. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure y'all keep tuning in, man. I'll be back at it at around like 5 or 6 to get some more content in, and we're gonna do some training. And we back at it again, man. Let's keep it going for the pain, for the glory, and all that chicken. Let's get it. Fight!